Well, today is packing day and there's been a lot going on. I actually gave the camper a bath this morning, so Gracie is all clean and sparkly and ready to go, ready to hit the road. It'll probably only last for a couple of miles before we get a bunch of bug splats. Those of you who go camping, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, but a lot happening today. I'm taking some time to pack some things into the camper and making sure I have all that I need for our trip. We are heading out to Virginia and heading over to Chincoteague and Chesapeake Islands. Harry and I have been there before several years ago and we absolutely love the area. It's so beautiful, and we'll spend about 4 days there, I believe, and then afterward we'll head inland and we're going to get another campground and actually take a day to tour Monticello, and so that's really exciting. I've never been there before, and we're also going to take an afternoon and meet up with some friends that we made at Grand Design National Owners Rally back in 2022. They were new to us. They were neighbors of ours at the site where we were camping, and it was just wonderful getting to know them. So we're going to get a chance to join up with them when we go out to Virginia. They have a dog named Cody, and Cody and our second dog Bailey became best friends during their encounter, and every day they played together and had such a good time. So it's going to be really neat to see them reunite. I hope that it's a good experience, especially for Cody, because Bailey was only, he was not quite a year when that encounter happened. He's now almost a year and a half, and he's actually twice the size that he was, so I hope it's not very intimidating for Cody. We'll see how that goes, but I'm getting a lot of things put away today. Harry's always teasing me. I have to have my cast iron. I am a cast iron cooker and love using it, and he always teases me about bringing a 21-piece cast iron set, which honestly, I think I have 26 pieces of cast iron, but not all of it is in the camper because obviously we have to pay attention to the weight that our truck can tow. So anyway, getting some work done today, doing a lot of packing, and hopefully we will be all set and ready to go in a timely manner when we leave on Saturday morning. Okay, so we're supposed to be leaving. We are running behind like we always are, but there's something really important that we have to do, because the second leg of our trip, we're actually going to be going, I'll turn this around so I'm not in the dark. We're going to leave the Chincoteague Island area and head over to Monticello. And so in order to save time, we want to go through the tunnel that goes underneath the Chesapeake Bay. However, we need to make sure that we're not too tall. Fortunately, we are not pulling a fifth wheel. We have a towable pull behind. But what I'm going to do is I am using this handy dandy stick that I have MacGyvered and stuck a tape measure to the end of it with duct tape, and I'm going to be laying it across the tops of our air conditioners because they are the highest point on our campers. So I'm going to start with the front one and then also do the back. Let that tape measure drop down to the ground, and Harry's going to check the measurement for me. So there's the front air conditioner, and I'm just going to lay it crosswise and let that tape measure fall down the edge, and then do the same thing for the back one. So when I measured them before, we were not hooked up. We were level on the ground, and the front height measurement of our rig was 11 foot 6.5 inches, and the back measurement was 12 foot 1.5 inches. But we think that we want to also measure while we are hooked up to the truck, because we are assuming that it's going to be different. So we're going to do that and see what our numbers look like. No, I'm going to hand this down to you. Whoa, it's curled up. There you go. Okay, so being hooked up, instead of 11 foot 6.5 inches, we are at 11 foot 6 inches, and on the front, and then the back, instead of being 12 foot 1.5 inches, we are at 12 foot 2 inches. So we gained a half an inch on the back, which is understandable because I'm imagining that the camper is more like this, attached to the truck instead of being level. But we'll still be fine because what's the height of the bridge, Harry?
Well, it's the Chincoteague Bridge is 13.6.
Right, and the tunnel.
And we're not really worried about that one.
The tunnel.
But, well, that's what I meant, the tunnel.
Okay.
But there's lots of bridges and tunnels other than the Chincoteague Bridge tunnel.
Right.
So it's always good to know your numbers and hopefully see the signs and be able to react in time if the bridge is lower than what you are. But this is just an exercise that's good for any bridge.
Right, and so when we get back home to our label maker, we're actually going to take a label and print it out and stick it up above in the cab of our truck. And a tip for those of you who might be traveling up into Canada, also besides inches, feet and inches, put it in meters as well so that you can easily translate that on the fly and not have to figure out the conversion. So, okay, we're going to finish a few things up and then we are on our way.
I'm thinking I should say a little prayer.
Thanks a lot. Harry thinks we should pray. So we pulled off the toll road and we're at a truck stop and we've switched places. So I can get some experience pulling our camper, which is 37 feet long. I pulled our other camper one time and that one was 25 feet long. So this is a good place to practice because there's not a lot of on and off. It's just the Indiana toll road and I can just stay in my one right lane and do well. So yeah, shout out to those of you who have partners that ride with you. It's always good for the partner to have experience, be able to, in a pinch, pull your rig or whatever it is you're hauling, just in case your driver needs a break. So definitely something to think about as long as it is within your comfort levels. So, I truly think my biggest struggle is going to be with determining if I have enough space to change lanes, if I had to change
Figure
lanes.
out what he's doing. Don't get in front of him.
Yeah, he's stopping. I think he just reparked. Because when I pulled the other camper that one time, it was really hard gauging that distance, and even when Harry is driving and he's having me check the passenger side mirror to see if it's clear for him to get over. With this longer camper, it is hard to judge that. So that's definitely a learning curve that I have to figure out. Here we go.
You always have to watch out for the idiots too.
Yeah. So I'll have my turn at this for, it's about 22 miles until the next rest stop, and then we'll pull off and grab some lunch, and Harry might take over at that point, so we'll see. Well, we've made it into Ohio, so I drove us about 62 or so miles on the Indiana toll road, and it went very well. It was a really good experience. And so again, you know, if you are wanting to learn how to be also a secondary driver to give your partner a rest, try some big interstate or a toll road where you know it's just going to be mostly straightaways and not a lot of on and off traffic to help you just get used to pulling your rig, and then after you've done that, then perhaps venture out into something else. So we're now pulled over into the first rest stop that's in Ohio, and Harry is getting us some lunch, and we're heading over to a place called Nature Getaway RV Park. This is in Shellsburg, Pennsylvania. This is going to be our waypoint stopover for the night, and then tomorrow morning we'll get back up and head over into Virginia to Chincoteague Island. So do you think that this is what the Chesapeake Bay Tunnel is going to be kind of like?
It's worse.
It's worse?
That is worse. This is better.
This is better how?
Because that one doesn't even have this little, whatever that width is there between the white line and the wall.
I mean, the wall is right at the white
It's
line?
very tight, yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Well, Bailey is all excited to be out of the truck. So is Savannah. It's been a long 2 days of driving to get from Indiana over to Chincoteague Island. We're thrilled to be here.
785 miles.
785 miles of driving. Oh, oops. Sensor, don't watch that. Hey everyone, we have made it to Chincoteague Island and we are so excited to be here. We made a trip here back in 2017, I think it was, June of 2017, and fell in love with it. Of course, we love the story of Misty at Chincoteague and Stormy Misty's Foal and the whole thing that happened here with the BB Ranch. So it's just been something that we've really enjoyed reading about and learning about over the years. So we're here with our dogs. We decided we're just going to park the camper, get the electric hooked up, and then we would come out here to take a walk before the sun completely sets. So anyway, we're looking forward to a bunch of adventures, and yeah.
And the dogs seem to really like the smell of salt water and fish and crabs and seagulls and whatever else is creeping and crawling and slithering through here.
These are new smells for them because they're so used to the Great Lakes. You know, they've been in Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, not Lake Erie yet. But this is something completely new to them, being out by the ocean and all the smells that come with it. So they're going to have a great time, and we are too. So we're going to turn in for the night, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. So Harry and I stopped at an ice cream place called the Island Creamery, and he has, what do you have? Southern pecan, and
I have a double in a cup, and the top is southern pecan, which is really good. And then the bottom is key lime pie, which I haven't gotten to yet, but it looks really good.
out in there somewhere.
It's here.
There it is, the green stuff. Yep, yep. And I'm trying to remember what I got. It was a salty bourbon caramel, or something like that. And then a dark chocolate one that is, they call it salty marsh, and it's dark chocolate with salty caramel in it, and it's really, really good too. And it's melting because it's really hot outside. But it's a nice day to have some ice cream. We were going to stop at a restaurant to get some lunch, and it turns out that on Wednesday, they're closed. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so there's not a whole lot of restaurants that apparently are open on Tuesday and Wednesdays, so if you ever come to Chincoteague Island, just keep that in mind. So we're going to try maybe tomorrow? I don't know, we'll see. We have an appointment at 6 o'clock tonight to take a boat tour over to Chesapeake Island, go around the perimeter of the island, and hope to see some wild ponies. So hopefully we'll get some good sightings of them. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, it's amazing. I guess you're not supposed to eat or have an appetite or be hungry on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we didn't know that. So, yeah. So anyway, we were after a specific restaurant so we could get some crab cakes and maybe some type of fish sandwich, but we're making do.
Hey, if you have to make do, ice cream's the way to go on a really hot day. So we're going to finish our ice cream before it melts, and we'll see you later. So while we were in town, we stopped at a store called The Brant. They have a lot of things in there, clothing and whatnot, and one of the things that we found was some coffee, and it's Chincoteague Sunset is the coffee, and it's by Eastern Shore Coastal Roasting Company, which they are out of Eastville, Virginia. So I always like to try some local coffee if I can, and so we're going to, even though it's the middle of the afternoon, I'm going to try some. Harry's not too sure about it. It is a medium to dark roast coffee, but he doctors his up anyway with creamer and sweeteners, so maybe it'll still be okay for him, but I can't wait until morning. I'm going to try some now, so we'll see how it tastes. Alright, so here goes the taste test. This is a medium dark roast of South American, Indonesian, and African beans, and they are whole beans that I ground up, so cheers. It's good. I like it, and I think Harry will like it once he gets it all doctored up. While we were at the Brant in downtown Chincoteague, we found some really nice treasures there. It's always fun to find artwork or photography, prints and such from local artists, and we ran across a book that is put out by DSC Photography, where they have spent time as photographers studying the ponies on Chincoteague Island and photographing them and chronicling them in this book. But the book is called Stallions and Mares of the Wild Chincoteague Pony Herds, the 2023 edition. And what I really like about this book is they go through and they're cataloging all of the ponies that are on the island. They're giving what their name is and their nickname and who the dam and sires are. And so you can read through it and you can start making connections of who which foals might have been from which of them, and it's just a really neat book to have if you're into horses. We also found at the Brant some matted photographs by a photographer named Jim, and I believe it's pronounced Montanari, and he also photographs the horses on Chincoteague Island as well as other wildlife and things of that nature on the island. And so it was really nice to find some things by him as well. We did not know of this artist prior to this trip. I believe that you can find him on Instagram and Flickr and LinkedIn, and it looks like he's also selling his artwork on fineartamerica.com. I won't show you any of the pictures because, again, I don't want to infringe on any copyright, but I have to say that they are beautiful photographs. He really knows what he's doing. He's captured the essence and the livelihood of the ponies on the island, and they're just beautiful pictures. And so it was a nice treat for us to find those. So we went ahead and purchased 3 of them, and we're going to make a collage of them, probably hanging them in our camper. And if we can't find a space in the camper because of wall spaces at a premium, we'll hang them up at home. So it was really nice, though, to find these. And it's always a nice treat when you are out somewhere traveling and you want to buy something to be able to find something of a local person, an artisan, and be able to make that purchase, to have that memory, and also to support them and their cause. And being an artist myself, I really find that to be something dear to me, to be able to help support other artists.
Thank you for watching part 1 of our trip to Chincoteague Island. Be sure to catch our next video when we take the boat tour out to the marshes along Chesapeake Island to learn about the herds of ponies that live there, hear from our tour guide about how the ponies are rounded up and swam across the bay, and then are auctioned off every July during pony penning days. From our boat, we will get up really close to the herds to see the beautiful ponies that live on Chincoteague Island. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. It's free to do it, and it really helps our channel to grow. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave us some comments below. Thank you, and we will see you next time.